do write poetry, and I said I would never read in public. But I'm gonna break the rule, so it's the first time. I hope I can find it. I don't know. This after, though it's same than the first poem I read. It's also in Spanish, because for me Spanish is the language. It's not my mother tongue though. It's the language of emotion. So as poetry is emotion and images, then I write in.
Can we take a look?
Yeah, it's my writing.
Thank you.
Ah, yeah, and I do sign in Chinese.
Wow. Thank you.
So that was I read that I wrote that in December 2007. I was watching through the window, and it was raining. It was in Geneva, in Switzerland. And all of a sudden I noticed that, as you may probably have noticed, that it's raining a lot in Hong Kong. When you have a lot of rain, then the streets are becoming like mirrors somehow. And I'm speaking about that in the poem. Yeah, and it was actually after the rain, and you had sun coming, so the mirror were really, I mean, the water was really looking like mirror because of the reflection of the sun. El sol se vuelve caricia de oro, de Midas tiene el tacto. Metal caliente son los árboles, acera de plata, dirían que mojadas por la lluvia. Son miles de espejos, reflejos borrosos de otros mundos, bienaventurados los pobres de espíritu que no saben verlos. That's it.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Switzerland.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just curious why you think that Spanish can reflect your deep emotion, but not your mother tongue. Mother is German, right? Or
I know it's French.
oh, French.
French.
Yeah. That's why it's close to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Latin language.
Yeah,
And I remember, I guess we all did that in primary school or in high school. We had to write poems as an exercise, right? And I really sucked at it. I hated that in French. It was like really, I don't know, I was struggling. And then I studied in Spanish at university. That's my topic. And I was reading. I had to read some poetry, and then I met this guy called Rubén Darío, which is a Nicaraguan poet, and I really enjoy his poetry. It's like really modernist, so kind of a bit posh, snobbish poetry, though coming to a more easy to understand poetry. And I really enjoyed it. And I don't know, I had something here, and I felt something really deep. And then I wouldn't imagine me writing in Spanish, but then one day, I don't know, it came, and that was it. Somehow. I don't know.
And why do you pick Hong Kong to do your PhD in poetry?
It's kind of a hazard. Because like in Switzerland you have to pick two main subjects when you are in university, and I picked Spanish and Chinese.
Oh.
So I was doing both since the beginning. And I was trying to find a link. And the link was kind of translation first. I did some translation of in Spanish for my master thesis. Yeah. And well, during my studies, bachelor years and so on, I came several times to China. And when I was in Hong Kong first time, I remember I was in Cheung Chau Island, and I said, oh my god, that would be really interesting to be living in Hong Kong for a while. And while I was doing my master thesis, I met this professor. He's called Gregory Lee, and he's one of Duod was translating to English. So I met him for an interview, and we spoke for 2 hours or something like that. And after the 2 hours, he said, oh, by the way, what's your plan after your master? I was like, I don't really know. I'm not sure. And he was like, I'm opening a department in City University in Hong Kong. Would you like to come to do a PhD? I was like, okay, where do I sign?
Okay.
That's the start.
Welcome to Hong Kong.
Thank you.